Have you been struggling to actually land wholesale deals? Like you're going into the boutiques, you're going into the specialty shops, you are presenting your line, you are asking them the right questions, but at the end of the day, they are not buying from you. It could be because you are missing these 3 key tools that you need to take to every single sales meeting. So let's jump into the podcast today and learn exactly what they are. The Business of Apparel podcast is your one-stop shop to learn how to launch, grow, and scale your apparel brand. I'm your host, Rachel Erickson. Now let's jump in. Welcome back to the Business of Apparel podcast, where today we're going to continue expanding on the conversation around wholesale. Now, this is something that I'm continuing to talk about a lot here because it's a topic that you're asking me about a lot. And I want to make sure that we are constantly answering the top of mind questions that you have. What are the things that you're struggling with every single week? And this also came up in our most recent Apparel Founders Board office hours meetings, where one of our members was trying to figure out the mix between selling direct to consumer on her own website versus wholesale and what that could look like for her brand. And we really dug in with her to the number one goal that I think wholesale has for any apparel brand, and it's visibility. It's eyeballs on your stuff, right? Like, let's say that you own a running apparel brand. You make some of the best running apparel out there for dedicated runners, and you want to get into specialty run shops because you know that your target customer goes in to get new shoes every few months. They go in to get supplies every few months, whether that's fuel for their rides, whether that's new water bottles, whether that's new apparel, whatever it is. And so it's important for you to get in front of those ideal target customers by being in those specialty run shops with your brand, right? You want to have a rack or 2 of your apparel set up in that store so that when they go in and they're checking out their new shoes that they're going to need to buy, they see your apparel, they see your brand name. What this does for you as a brand is, number one, it hopefully pulls people to your website. By seeing your brand name in a shop that they frequent often, number one, maybe they'll buy something from you and now they have like your tag on an item, they've got your hang tag, they've got your brand information inside their house, right? They wear maybe something that you've created. Maybe they decided to jump in and buy some items. That's number one. Number one, that's a sale, which is great. And if you can stay in touch with your wholesale partners and understand what's selling of your items, that can be really crucial information and data to have inside your brand to continue evaluating over and over again so that you know how much wholesale is doing for you. The second thing that it will do is even if they just see signage in the store, they know that that reputable store that they go to because they trust it over and over again is trusting you. So it builds trust, which is one of the hardest things for any business owner to do these days, is to immediately establish trust with their ideal buyer so that that buyer wants to come spend money. Now, it's really, really tricky to get into these types of specialty shops, boutiques, department stores, however you are looking at wholesale for your brand. It can be really tricky if you don't bring the right things to the sales meetings with you. Now, if you're sitting there asking, what do you mean by a sales meeting? If you're considering doing wholesale for your brand, you want to sell your items to a middleman essentially so that they can sell your items to the customer. They're going to probably get more exposure to that customer. It's a lot easier for existing customers who already go into those stores to see your brand than it might be, especially at the beginning, for you to direct those eyes to your website. You know, advertising and marketing and all of that stuff can be really difficult. And getting that momentum, getting the right eyeballs on your social media content and then to your website to shop can become more and more difficult, especially as the algorithms change and especially as shoppers kind of lose trust with a lot of other different brands out there who they may have made the leap with, and then they found that the clothes didn't fit them or the clothes weren't constructed properly or they fell apart really fast. Trust is eroding. And so for you to gain that trust really fast can be really, really important. So what you want to do is go to that boutique, go to that specialty shop, talk to somebody. Ask them when they buy their inventory for the next upcoming season. So it might be, right now it's June. So they might be getting ready actually to buy for next spring, which sounds crazy, but is true. Everybody is probably out there right now selling into wholesale for spring 2027. And so if you are hoping that your apparel is going to show up in that store for spring 2027 in that February or March range, you should be out there right now having sales appointments. Understanding those timelines and due dates and deadlines for your brand can be really crucial in setting up your timeline, making sure that you have all of the right tools ready to go. So what are the tools? First of all, this isn't one of the three, but you need to bring examples of your apparel. You need to bring the items that you want them to buy so that they can feel the fabrics. If they're the right size, they can try it on. They can see how things are constructed. They can see the colors in person. It's really important to bring a bag of items that you can actually show to them physically. So that's the number one thing that you really want to bring to any sales meeting. You're going to meet with their buyer. You're going to show them your line, essentially. But the number one tool that I'm going to go through today that most people forget to bring is a detailed pricing sheet. And this seems maybe like a no-brainer. If you've been to these meetings before and you've done this before, you kind of go, duh, of course I brought a pricing sheet. But we've been running into a lot of people who are new to the wholesale game and they don't know how important that is. Your buyer needs to see the numbers. They need to understand what they are going to owe you for every single piece. They also need to understand what they're going to be able to sell their items for. And so in office hours last week, we were talking about this a lot. And retail pricing with your wholesaler should always align. It's a really good practice to, number one, have a great relationship with your wholesaler. If you are discounting items or you're selling something cheaper than you're allowing them to sell it, you've basically just cut them off at the knees and you ended up stealing those sales. At that point, you're kind of pissing off your wholesaler because you didn't even give them the opportunity to get the equal amount of sales to what you might be getting on your own website. So you want to hold retail pricing the same. It's also good practice if you decide to put something on clearance or on sale on your own website to notify the wholesaler so that they can do the same thing, right? X brand is having a sale this weekend. Come buy some of their stuff at our store for the same discount. A detailed pricing sheet with all of the information that they are going to need to understand what you are going to be charging them and then what they can sell every single item for is going to be crucial in that buying meeting. They probably have a set amount of dollars that they could spend with you. And if they can't calculate that out during the meeting, it's going to be impossible for them to actually write an order. You've put in the hours, you've mastered the fundamentals, and your brand is no longer a passion project. But somewhere along the way, the hustle that got you here started to feel like a trap. You're building a business, not just making clothes, and you're starting to wonder if you'll ever crack the code to consistent, profitable growth. What if I told you that industry's top brands aren't just working harder, they're working smarter, with a clear blueprint for everything from line planning to streamlining their supply chain? This is the insider knowledge that's typically kept behind closed doors, but now it's accessible to you. Introducing The Board, an annual membership designed to give you that strategic advantage. Led by a team with over 70 years of combined experience, we provide the honest, real talk mentorship you need to move from busy to truly successful. We'll show you how to focus on the small, consistent actions that lead to massive progress, helping you build a legacy without the burnout. It's time to stop second-guessing yourself and start building with purpose. Don't pay attention to the chaos. Pay attention to what actually matters. Join the board and unlock the proven systems that will transform your brand. Go to thebusinessofapparel.com to find the option that's right for you. I can't wait to see you in there. The second thing that you want to put on paper, I really like to put like a lookbook together for this situation or a little mini catalog. You want to detail out the collection or the assortment group that you want them to take off your hands, right? Like this top and this bottom and these socks and this hat all go together as a collection. If you aren't going to buy anything more from me, I really recommend that you take these 4 pieces together because it creates a look. You can dress a mannequin in this entire look. You can set up an entire rack inside the store with these few items to make it look like it all goes together. And if you have that information ready for them, it makes it really easy for them to see how to buy from you. Now, something to do when you are setting up your collections and your assortments is to make sure that you are only offering pieces that you can afford to sell into wholesale. What do I mean by that? If you are looking at a margin inside your direct-to-consumer sales and it is below 75%, the math works out that you are likely going to take a short margin or a lower margin than we want you to take on your wholesale dollars. So if you are not getting a 75% or more profit margin on your garments, selling them direct to consumer from your own website or from your own store, there is a chance that we should discuss why you would never sell that item into wholesale. Because you're going to make about half of the money, right, that you would make when you're selling direct to consumer. If you're selling directly to the consumer, you take every profit dollar. When you are selling to your wholesaler, you're selling it to them for half. So your profits are much less. It's about half of your direct to consumer profit margin. And if you start losing money on that ordeal because you're seeing margins drop into the 40% range, the 35% range, God forbid, the 30% range or lower, that is something that you are actually losing money on in your company. And you might want to consider not doing that. You want to take the items that you are getting a good, healthy profit margin on and consider selling those into wholesale first. And then if you decide to expand your entire line into wholesale, what you want to do is really work on getting your costs down from your manufacturer or your factory so that your profit margins are healthy. If you are only a direct to consumer company, your profit margin goal can be between 60 to 65%. But if you are doing a mix, if you are doing wholesale and direct to consumer, you really want your direct to consumer profit margin goal to be 75% so that your wholesale goal can be 50%. That is the gold standard inside the industry. So now you know those numbers. The other thing to consider here is that you might not want to offer every item. You might want to curate an assortment and a collection because you want to drive key traffic to your website. Go buy these items. They're available at wholesale. Now you get to know our brand. Come to our website where we have a lot more amazing product for you to buy over here. It's not even sold at wholesale. So for you to get these other items, you have to come buy it directly from us. That can be a really strong strategy inside your brand to drive traffic to your website. So again, making sure that you have curated those collections and assortments for them based on all of those factors is going to help them understand exactly what it is that you want them to buy from you. So now you've got these collections and assortments. Come buy this stuff from me. Here's exactly what it will cost you. Third and last, but very not least, is I want you to know what your preferred terms are for going into wholesale. Do you want them to put a 50% deposit down at the buying meeting? Do you want them to be on net 30 terms payment as soon as you deliver? Do you want them to be on net 60 days payment because you really want to be generous with your brand? You really want to get into this shop. You want to give them really preferred terms. You need to know what your standards and your requirements are. Now, this is going to be negotiable and it is probably going to be negotiated. If you come to the table saying, these are our preferred terms, we really want you to put 10% down today so that we can go into manufacturing with a little bit of cash. 50% is then going to be due as soon as items ship to you, and the remaining 40% is going to be due when they are delivered. Those are terms that you could absolutely write up and ask if those are good to them. If they are not, they will tell you, and they will tell you what those terms need to be from their side. And this is now where you can come to the table and negotiate to meet in the middle. Now, I know that standard negotiating practices say never split the difference, but if you are new to this game, that is how negotiating works. You can be a strong arm and you can never split the difference when you get to a point in your brand where you have the power to be able to do so. That's what I believe. That is how I have done a lot of negotiating throughout my career. The goal is for you to start high, them to start low, and for you to meet somewhere in the middle. Now, if there are parts of your terms that are non-negotiable, these are things that you must have for you to be able to sell into wholesale with any shop. You need to be extremely clear about that upfront. So basically what you're coming to them with is an ideal contract, ideal pricing terms, and ideal assortments for them to buy. Make their job easy. Now it is very clear to them what exactly they should be buying from you, how much it is going to cost. Bonus. You can go above and beyond by putting together pricing structures and packs for them. So what does that mean? That means you've taken your collection or assortment that you want them to buy. You've sorted it out into the number of sizes that you think they should buy. Maybe 1 extra small, 2 smalls, 2 mediums, 3 larges, 1 extra large. Maybe that's a pack of every single item in that assortment, and you know the exact price of what that pack is going to cost. So now you're presenting to them in even more detail exactly how you want to package everything together, how they can buy from you. And you can just go there and say, hey, this pack is ideal for you. We've done the color assortments. We've done the size assortments. We've put together a look. You can dress a mannequin with it. You can put it on a rack in the store, and it's going to cost you $1,000 per pack. I don't know what the actual numbers are going to be, but that would be really easy for them to see and understand. Now, all of a sudden, you've taken all of the work off their plate. They're not worrying about merchandising that assortment. If that's not something that they want to do, if they just want to take off of your hands exactly what you want them to sell and exactly what your brand stands for in the way of size splits, in the way of colorways, in the way of dressing your ideal target customer, now you've done a ton of work for them on their behalf. Those are the types of deals that succeed exceptionally well. And those are the types of wholesale relationships that last years and years. If this episode has been helpful to you and you want more info like this, I want you to come join the Apparel Founders Board. This episode was prompted by one of the amazing conversations that we were having inside office hours last week. And we discussed anything that is pertinent to your brand today so that my entire team and I can get you the answers that you need without delay. Imagine having a C-suite executive board of fashion industry pros in your corner every single day. You can reach out to me every single day inside our community forum. You come to a meeting every single week, ask your biggest and baddest questions. The best part about being a member inside the Apparel Founders Board is that there's nothing my team and I haven't seen in this industry already. And if by some chance you stump us, we have the right network to be able to reach out and get you an answer quickly. There is no other group like this out there, and we are helping so many brands see success stories and move forward in confidence. I would love to have you as our next member. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I will see you back on the podcast right here next week. Thank you so much for listening to the Business of Apparel podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, consider leaving the show a review on Apple Podcasts. And if you know someone who could benefit from listening to the show, please share it with them. My biggest desire is to help other apparel professionals understand the nuances of our industry so we can all work towards simplifying our brands while becoming more profitable. If you would like to connect further, I'd love to invite you to send me a message through my website, thebusinessofapparel.com/contact. where you can also sign up for our free weekly newsletter and become an insider in our community to help you start and scale a profitable apparel brand.